Dive 650 on the Dredger in Weymouth, England. This was part of a Clidive trip on Bank Holiday August in 2023. Not much is known about the Dredger wreck, including whether or not it's actually a dredger, but there is definitely some wreckage on the outside of the harbour breakwater, and it makes for a shallow training site. The deepest we got was 11 metres. Starting off here, we have a male black-faced Blenny there, and a couple of snakelock anemones. And a snakelock, this one looking a bit limp, but does start to blow in the current in a second. And then we have one of the bollards, potentially from the wreck, but also potentially from the harbour, given this sits up against the harbour wall. This section here is the most intact part, so a little bit of the superstructure there. And you can do a shallow swim through underneath it. Inside the viz wasn't great, but there was a couple of bib and Ballan Wrasse there. Here we have a tiny nudibranch. Wasn't able to get this one focused very well, was not sure the exact ID. And then turning around, getting a bit more of this wreckage there. We have a Tompot Blenny there on the sand, which disappears as I approach, as well as a small, probably a baby bib there, in amongst the rocks of the harbour wall. Continuing along, a Ballan Wrasse quickly disappears, and then a few more very small bib. I think the site acts as a bit of a nursery for the fish, as you can normally see quite a bit of life around, but it's all generally quite small. Here we have a spiral fan worm, able to get a shot of this one in macro without it disappearing away. Then we started to head back towards the wreckage. Here is a striped red mullet. I think this is the first time I saw one in the UK. Normally you see them in the Mediterranean. Slightly larger Ballan Wrasse there, making its way up and over the wreckage. And managed to find a fairly sizable lobster right at the end of the dive here.